morning and welcome to another UC Today webinar. I'm joined by Rami Hooby from Mitel. Rami, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, Patrick. Delighted to be here.
Well, thanks so much for joining me. And we've got a topic that I know you guys at Mitel have studied and thought about a lot, which is how to remain competitive and relevant in a world of UCaaS disruptive innovation. So we'll come on to that in a bit more detail. But first of all, I think it's important to set the scene. So the industry, we're hearing a lot about cloud communications. You guys at Mitel are on the front line of this, talking about their deployments of communication technologies. So are we actually seeing a big rise in the uptake of cloud communication solutions like UCaaS, Unified Communications as a Service?
Absolutely, Patrick. Look, on the demand side, Gartner predicts that the inflection point is fast approaching, and it's by the year 2021, so just around the corner from now. The annual spending on cloud communications will be surpassing that of on-premise equipment. So obviously, as number one market leader ourselves in Europe in terms of market share, with 1 of every 4 PBX handsets is a Mitel handset, we've not just obviously seen this, but experienced it firsthand. And obviously seen this both as a challenge and an opportunity for us to innovate and really capitalize on this great opportunity. And also, if you look at from a supply side perspective, the penetration of cloud has already reached double digits in the region which I currently cover, which is EMEA and APAC. So, and if you look at the momentum building, MZA, for example, are tracking 12% penetration, which is going to double in the next 5 years to 24%, with over 40 million cloud subscribers out of the 180 PBX seats that exist today.
And Rami, it's you guys. So, for example, Mitel, I know you've been working on your cloud solutions portfolio for a long time, many years. It's taken a little while to get to this. You talk about the inflection point, but it's taken a while to get to this acceleration of cloud uptake. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think cloud communications, unified communications, is complex in its nature. So if you look at the adoption of IT services in general, so be it email, storage, security, they have actually already reached in the sort of 30-40% penetration. So UC, inherently more complex, is lagging behind. And I think, there's all sorts of reasons. Some countries it's cultural, other countries it's security concerns, and others, reliable infrastructure and access technologies. But if you look at, for example, I would take the figures, right, and the market expectations. So the UK market today, you're looking at an expected growth rate of 20%, but it has been growing at a similar rate. Over 5 million seats will be added in the next 5 years in the UK cloud. So this is all flavors of cloud. And there's no secret that on-premise technology, so CPE, on-site PBX, is on the decline. So everyone is aware of that. And you see it in the customer procurement behavior. You're feeling it as a supplier on the on-premise side, but it's also the conversations we're having with customers. It's radically changed even in the last 6 months.
So we've established, and with some of those statistics that you gave us there from Gartner and MZA and some of the stuff you're seeing internally at Mitel, we've established that there's a real move to cloud communications, as the industry's been talking about for a long time. So what I want to understand is from a Mitel partner perspective. So obviously you have a huge partner community of resellers and service providers and managed service providers. There's now that real incentive for them to shift their internal business models, isn't there, to a more cloud-focused nature, effectively?
Absolutely, and I think it's time. The time is now or never, and there is more money to be made in cloud than any other technology, if you like, and with the proposition that we've got on the market today for our channel partners, you actually make more with less investment. So first and foremost, partners get focus on what they're best at, which is customer focus and also customer ownership, and there's no requirement or need for them to invest in infrastructure, in tech support, in resources, in operations, because Mitel effectively delivers and covers the entire customer, if you like, journey from acquisition to onboarding to success and even re-sign. So there is that huge opportunity, I think, for the channel partners in this space.
And effectively, the channel community has known about this for a while, but it's a more difficult process than just changing a business model instantly to sell other solutions, isn't it? And as you said, you guys have done a huge amount of work to make the transition as easy as possible for partners.
We have in fact done a lot of that, and we've streamlined, we've streamlined the whole engagement, and we've actually created what we call the agency program. The agency program enables the partners to effectively sign up with Mitel, become through one of our master agent partners, become a Mitel agent, engage with their customers, provide what I call our factory, UCaaS factory, the leads, and then from that point onwards, it's a mutual engagement with the customer alongside the partner, and then taking that customer on that, if you like, adoption journey of the cloud services, for all the way through onboarding, customer success, and re-sign. So we've really streamlined that whole process and made it so easy and simple for partners to really embark on this journey.
So when I attend industry events, there's lots of misconceptions that I hear potentially about this move to a more cloud-focused strategy, and I'm sure you guys hear them at Mitel as well. But it's across the industry, regardless of the vendors that resellers or partners potentially use, and a lot of those tend to be around: does moving to cloud solutions mean effectively you make less money, you make less revenue, less margin? How do you approach that when customers ask you that from a Mitel perspective?
Well, as I said, we've created an economical business model where the partner, in fact, in my view, earns even more than the traditional business. So we created sales incentive schemes, we call them SPIFs, where the partner owns upfront commission on, which is effectively a multiplier of the MRR, monthly recurring revenue. So that's guaranteed, if you like, and it could be in the thousands or 10,000s of pounds, depending on the SPIF that we're running in that particular quarter. Plus, in addition to the commission on the recurring monthly revenue. So, from a financial perspective, the partner is in fact better off, because they're not just getting, because traditionally when they sell a PBX, if you like, they make that huge upfront margin at the transaction time, and yes, there is maintenance fee to be had there, and which is actually being challenged. But here it's guaranteed commission that they're earning from that customer for the lifetime of that customer, being obviously a Mitel customer.
Yeah, so it's shifting that approach from maybe making a much smaller recurring revenue or margin with a big upfront, to changing your business model and effectively that supplies a partner with a lot more security, financial security going forward, doesn't it? If you've got customers in contracts and you're going to get that amount of revenue over a set period of time. Absolutely,
it's guaranteed revenue, right? And it's guaranteed by Mitel. So the recurring revenue piece comes from obviously customer pays Mitel. Mitel pays a recurring revenue commission to the partner, and that's guaranteed by ourselves. As long as that customer is a Mitel customer, the partner continues to receive that. And obviously, a lot of our partners have built their business model around that upfront, if you like, margin payment to pay their commission, their sales commissions, and their costs. That's why we've incorporated in our program this special sales incentive schemes to basically, in effect, duplicate that, assist them in that transition.
Yeah, because that's one of the key things I was going to ask about. And a lot of these partner organizations are led effectively by their sales structure. And you rely on your salespeople to go out there and explain to customers the benefits. And in the traditional model, salespeople were compensated or commissioned for those big sales up front. So it does require a shift in model to incentivize the vital salespeople within an organization, that these cloud solutions are going to be just as lucrative for them.
Correct. And I mean, those conversations, to be honest with you, we've been having for, it's an ongoing debate, and we've been having those for like, I don't know, 10 years now. And, a lot of partners have, made the shift and made that transition, and been able to adapt their business models and their sales compensation plans to the cloud world. Some still remain in the, if you like, in the old way of compensating sales. But effectively, we are with this program that we've, if you like, we've introduced. It's been on the market for a couple of years in the UK, and helps our partners make that transition. And I'm in sales. I've got sales teams, and I understand that you've got to compensate your sales guys and sales teams to deliver. So that's really built into the program.
And another key thing we should think about, if we talk about how salespeople are paid their commission and their incentive for selling different products, the other thing that that can't be neglected with cloud solutions is the sales capability. And these cloud solutions from the likes of Mitel, but also other vendors out there, there's the benefit in terms of technologies for the end customers can be huge. So effectively that equips the salespeople with additional tools, doesn't it, to help them. Effectively what I'm trying to say is the opportunity is greater with cloud solutions, isn't it, for them to make money and sell more solutions.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. I mean, it's because there's all these upselling capabilities and abilities to integrate also with third-party applications that also are either cloud enabled or born in the cloud. So that opens up a whole, if you like, range of opportunities that weren't actually available under previous technologies. Sales is about everything, and also there is another dimension to look at this, is the from a company valuation perspective, because that's really key for our channel partners. Is how is the cloud business going to impact my enterprise value, and with this model, they're actually building a recurring revenue business. It's a pure margin business, very, very little overhead, because effectively they're just getting the customer and they're not worrying about everything else that goes afterwards, from onboarding, activation, all the support and re-signs, all that. So they don't have to. And that recurring revenue commission is paid by Mitel. So guaranteed that it's going to create a recurring revenue business model for them that will drive their enterprise value.
Yeah, and that is a really critical point, isn't it? Because traditionally, effectively, business leaders, when they make a strategic decision about what type of solutions to sell, or in this, effectively a large leap in moving away from selling traditional on-premises kit to more cloud software as a services based, they have to be looking at the bottom line effectively, don't they? It doesn't matter how much the salespeople sell, it's what is this going to do to the value of my business? And obviously you guys at Mitel have done a lot of research into this, and it does reflect positively if you can make that transition to cloud focus successful.
Yeah, and exactly what you said, it goes straight to your bottom line, because there are no costs, if you like. You as a partner, you just earn that commission based on providing the lead to Mitel to close, fulfill, support, deliver that whole journey. Your cost is really minimal, so that commission goes straight to the bottom line, and it's a recurring revenue stream. And we all know that the street favors UCaaS or SaaS models. They're highly rewarded in the market, and you just need to look at multipliers of SaaS companies out there. And obviously, having a higher enterprise value opens up a whole loads of opportunities for our partners. Growth potential, M&A, acquisitions. The sky is the limit when you have a high enterprise value.
Absolutely. Well, Rami, thanks so much for coming on and telling me a bit more about it. If some of the viewers of the webinar want to understand more about the transition to cloud-focused business models and what you guys are doing at Mitel to help your partners, what's the best way for them to do that? Where can they go to find out more?
Well, online we've got a lot of material on the mitel.com website, and obviously my team would be delighted and very happy to speak to our partners and prospects looking to embrace this technology and this revenue stream.
Well, Rami, again, thank you so much for coming and joining me in this webinar, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.